What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Road to Regionals episode 4. I'm currently documenting my prep for USA Powerlifting Southeast Regionals in South Carolina. I'm currently 8 days out and today I'm going to be hitting all of my biggest lifts leading into the meet. So whatever I hit today is going to be the determining factor of what I'm capable of at the meet. So I've got singles on squat, bench, and deadlift, hoping to put up some solid numbers. So yeah, let's get to it. The edge is feeling light, which is always a good sign. All right, 4 reds, 485. If this moves really well, I might do something kind of stupid. Okay, so that was kind of ridiculous. So I'm gonna do something right now that I've never done before. Hopefully I don't end up paying for it. All right, so last warm up, 5 reds, 595 pounds. I've never gone from just 4 reds straight to 5 reds before. So we're gonna see how this goes. All right, top set, 645. All right, so top set was solid. Now I'm on to my back down single, which is 580. Should move fine. Oh shit. Damn. I forgot to put a clip on that side. I could tell that was a little uneven after my walkout. All right, so top set moved pretty well. It wasn't amazing, like I wanted it to be better, but it is week 3 and I generally don't feel as strong on week 3s. Like I'm coping a little bit, but theoretically I should be stronger on meet day. So the fact that 645 is moving like that on a week 3, which is the heaviest I've gone on a week 3, it should be a good sign. Back down single, I forgot to put a clip on the side, so I definitely could tell after I walked out that it was like uneven on one side, but luckily it didn't throw me off too much. But yeah, so I'm happy with it. I'm going to hit, I have 2 back down sets of 5 at 473. I'm gonna hit those and then move on to bench. All right, I'm gonna really try to sink these back downs just to make sure that I'm clearing depth. I really gotta lock that in now that we're 8 days out. I'm glad I recorded that set from the side because it looks like I do need to sink it a little bit more. So I'm gonna lock it in a little bit more here. Sometimes it really feels like you're sinking it and it's just not there. That's why you need to get side angles to be sure. Okay, if that's not depth, I'm cooked. All right, so I was able to clean up the depth on that last back down. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure it'll be their meet day, but yeah, on a bench. So I'm gonna be working up to a single today, and then I'm actually gonna do 3 singles with the same amount of weight. So that's gonna be interesting, but yep, let's get to it. Taking some pretty big jumps today, jumps that I'm usually not used to. I feel like I'm confident taking them at this point in time. All right, for our last warm up, we got 325. Gonna see how that moves and then go up accordingly. I know that this is gonna feel a little bit heavy because it was a big jump from 2 reds, but I think the top set after this is gonna feel very similar load-wise. Oh, yeah, a little bit heavy. Not too crazy though. Last SBD session, I forgot to put these face savers in and I unracked it, and then as soon as I unracked it, I remembered that I forgot to put the face savers in, so I became scared for my life. So this time I'm gonna make sure I have some safety net. All right, so this is the top set today. We got 347. I'm not too intimidated, so we're gonna see how it goes.
Yes, come on. Let's go. Up, yeah.
Appreciate it. Not bad.
You doing regionals too? It's in like 2 weeks.
8 days.
8 days?
Yeah.
Like week off, what do you do?
Recently, like the past 2 meets I've done, I've taken a bigger taper. Dude, I'm like not tapering at all. Like, I'm like not tapering at all, dude. I'm like training right in the knee. Yeah. So that was definitely a little harder than the first time I hit it. But again, it is week 3, so I'm not supposed to feel amazing yet. Like, this is kind of the week that's supposed to give me the stimulus going into the week 4. So I've got 3 singles with that. Hopefully I can make them all move the same. It's the same. All right, last set. Gonna try to make it move the same. Not bad. So top set's moved really well. One thing that I like that I was able to keep it at pretty much the same intensity for all 3 singles is that I should theoretically be able to go pretty aggressive with my second attempt at the meet, because even if it is like pretty hard, I'll still be able to, like, say if it's hard and I want to go up 2.5 kilos, like I should still be able to knock out another single at the same load, because I'm used to taking 3 singles at a close to maximal level intensity. So that is one thing that's been nice about taking 3 singles for my primary. But all right, I'm gonna do some back downs and then I'll be moving on to deadlifts. All right, so for back downs, I have a 4x4 at 297. Should be pretty easy. I don't know why I said that was gonna be easy. I got 4 sets of that. Intra workout fuel right here. Blueberry and strawberry Pop-Tarts are the best flavors. All right, last set. I think one of the best, if you're doing an SBD session, I think one of the best times to fuel up is like during your bench back downs, because like you can be a little bit bloated for bench, and by the time you're done with your back downs and by the time you're done like stretching and warming up for deadlifts, usually that food, you've given that food a little bit of time to digest. So if you're like starting to get hungry after squats and then, you know, you do your bench top sets and then, yeah, bench back downs, that's when you can kind of fuel up a little bit. So that's what I'm doing right now. All right, so on the deadlifts, I've had a little bit of time for that food to or those Pop-Tarts to digest. I'm having a little bit more pre-workout just for a little energy boost. But yeah, so I've got a single on deadlift, just like squat and bench. So let's get to it.
So, we're practicing for, you're doing fucking nationals, right?
Regionals.
Yeah, so
Regionals, yeah.
we're practicing loading for it. Do you mind if we help you?
Yeah.
What do you need?
562, so 255 kilos, which is,
255 kilos. So what's that reds and blues?
so it's 4 reds, a yellow, and a collar.
4 reds, yellow, and a collar.
Make sure it's like compressed all the way in so that there's less slack to pull out of the bar. And you can, with the collars, something you can do is go like that and it'll compress the plates a little bit more. And then just make sure it's tight. Thank you. All right, last one right here, 560.
Next up?
Do you want to?
Yeah, what do you need next?
5 reds, the whites, and then the collars. All right, that was definitely a little harder than I wanted it to be, but I'll take it. I just gotta hit these back downs now. I have 524 for 2 sets of 4. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult, but I'm gonna push through it, drive those adaptions. All right, so that last set was a little bit harder to hold on to, so I'm gonna pull out the liquid chalk for this set. Sometimes when I need a little bit of extra grip, I'll get some liquid chalk, and then once that dries, I'll put another, like the liquid chalk will be the base layer, and then I'll put normal chalk on top of it. All right, so this is the only machine that really rivals the pendulum squat at Iron Core for me. It's a belt squat, and I do have to do it a little bit in moderation because when I do it too much, sometimes I get a little bit of knee irritation. But it is a great belt squat, and belt squats are hard to come by, but this is one of those belt squats that is really nice. And wearing knee sleeves obviously helps with the knee irritation. So I make sure to wear them whenever I do this. And I do feel like it helps like encourage you to use your posterior chain a little bit more, because you have to lean back a little bit in order to be more efficient with this. Because the belt kind of pulls you forward a little bit as well as down. And one of the biggest benefits to using a belt squat is it's not spine loaded. So you can overload like a leg pressing movement using this without taxing your back. So say you have like squat one day and then deadlift the next day, like this would be a great accessory to do on that squat day to save your back for the next day. This machine definitely takes some getting used to, but once you find the groove, it's really, really good. All right, so I've got a 3x10 at like RP 8, I believe. So I'm gonna see how heavy I can take these. I can tell that these will really help strengthen your bottom position too, because like at the top, I feel like it's exponentially harder in the bottom position somehow. Like almost like if you were doing a squat with chains on it. But yeah, I think I can add a 25 on that. All right, last set. Come on. Nice. All right, so this is my last accessory movement. I got a 4x10 at RP9. The belt squat was supposed to be RP9 too, which I ended out like that last set was a solid RP9, so I'm happy with that. For any of you that might be interested in a belt squat machine, I think it's like a Rogue, like Rhino belt squat, I think is the model, but get that one. That's the best one you're gonna get. But all right, let's knock these out so I can go home. All right, finally on the last set. Then I'm gonna roll out and I'll see you guys in the car for a quick recap. I hate that feeling when you go like all out on hamstring curls and then this lap thing is like super tight on you, so when you finish it you have to like struggle to get it off your legs and get out of the machine. All right, so solid session. Fatigue is definitely high. I think I kind of approached this session more of like a week 4, when in reality it's my week 3 and my week 4 is going to be the meet. So I think because of that I was like a little bit disappointed in how some of the lifts moved today, but I have to keep in mind, you know, I have to remind myself that it's a week 3, so I'm not supposed to feel strongest yet. Like I'm supposed to feel stronger next week. That's like, so today was more of getting a stimulus to go into the meet with. So I'm not super worried about it. And looking back at the videos, like it always feels slower in the moment. And then like 20 minutes later, you'll watch the video and you'll be like, oh, that was not bad at all. Or actually that moved really well. So yeah, like the more I watched the squat video, like I watched it back like an hour later and I was like, oh, that was like casual, which it was casual, but I wanted a little bit more pop out of it. But I remember the last meet I had, my squat going into the meet definitely wasn't like nearly as good as the squat that I did at the meet. Like the squat that I did a week out from the last meet was not nearly as good as, you know, how my squats were feeling during the actual meet. So I'm hoping that that is the case for this meet as well. But and bench was definitely slow. If bench were to move on meet day the way that it moved today, I would like, that would probably be my second attempt, right? And if it moved like that, I would go up like only 5 pounds, because it would like it wasn't very convincing. Like I don't know if I would have had 10 pounds on that. But the fact that, like I said earlier in the video, the fact that I was able to knock out 3 sets of that at the same intensity gives me the perspective that like if I were to hit a high intensity second attempt, I would still have room in the tank to possibly go up 5 pounds. So that is reassuring. As for pulls, like pulls were definitely, I'd say, the worst lift for today, which is funny because my last warm-up actually felt really good. But yeah, I definitely wanted that 617 to move a little bit better. Pulls have been kind of off this last block, or last 2 blocks, honestly. So I'm hoping that I'll feel better on meet day. I may have to be a little bit conservative at the meet, which it's not the greatest feeling, like when you have a really good squat and then you're like, I don't mean to complain, but then like you have a really good squat and then it's almost like your squat is overshadowing your deadlift. It's kind of like the deadlift is almost an afterthought at this point. So like I'm probably gonna pull like 50 pounds less than I squat at the meet, which, you know, it adds to the total, and I'm very grateful for having a good squat. But it does bother me like a little bit that my deadlift is behind like that, because it's just like nobody's gonna be impressed with your deadlift when your squat is 150 or 100 pounds heavier. But it is what it is. I'm very grateful and happy to have the strength and the health that I have right now. So no matter what, like I'm gonna try and not have huge expectations going into me. I'm gonna try and have fun with Andrew and Trent, my buddies that are competing alongside with me. So I hope we all have a good meet and that we can all go out and like have a happy celebration afterwards. But yeah, and it was cool because there was, I guess I think there's some college kids in the gym today that they're trying to get some experience with spotting and loading. So they were actually like, I think you probably saw, I'm going to try and edit some of it into the video, but they were like spotting and loading, where they were just loading my deadlift warm-ups and my top sets and back down sets for me, which was definitely nice. Helped me save a little bit of energy. But yeah, so I think that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to probably every single session next week, I think I'm going to document and put on YouTube. I've got some big numbers that I want to hit in mind. So based on how bench felt today, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything crazy for Monday's session, because I have a pretty high intensity bench double on Monday. So I had a number in mind, but I'm not sure if it's going to be there based on how today went. But I don't know, that exposure on bench that I had today may make me feel really good going into that session. So we'll see. But I'm going to try and lower my expectations a little bit just in case. But I think that's it, guys. I will see you for the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, same username, Big Nate Energy. If you're interested in coaching, visit anstrengthservices.com. That will lead you to a form, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So, yep, I'll see you guys later.